Good afternoon and welcome to Vision 2018 China Daily's special coverage of the two sessions. I'm Andrew.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ian, live from the Two Sessions Media Center. Each day on the show, we'll be investigating a key issue in depth and examining the day's events to make sense of the decisions that will directly affect the nation.
As well as reviewing last year's annual plan, important issues that are pressing for the country will be discussed during the two sessions, raising and implementing new policies and delivering reports on the goals for the coming year.
Some of the biggest talking points last year included improving rural healthcare, going greener, and revitalizing state-owned enterprises. While we will be revisiting several of these topics, we will also be focusing on newer concepts that are reshaping China. Today's topic is diplomatic affairs. Let's begin with a brief look at what some of the world's leading minds had to say about China's role on the world stage when the nation hosted the G20 summit in 2016.
You know, the G20 came about because we had a problem that the G7 couldn't solve. G20 is now becoming, the G20 plus a group of friends, plus a group of international organizations. I think as you look forward, sort of globalization, trade, investment, jobs, there are going to have to be more Middle Easterners and Africans who come to the table.
I absolutely agree with him. Innovation is the key to the future, particularly here in China as they're going through a period of rebalancing and restructuring. Innovation is going to drive economies worldwide.
China is a major player in the world economy today. I do believe that China will have an important role to play in future, more than in the past, in its governance structure of the financial structure of the world as a whole. China is the largest and most successful emerging market and therefore can provide financial and technical assistance, can promote trade with these countries through infrastructure development and through FDI or foreign direct investment, can provide really support to the growth of the industrial base of those emerging markets.
On the OB One Belt One Road initiative, at Nazarbayev University and the university that I had in Kazakhstan in Astana, we were privileged to have Mr. President Xi indeed announcing the new Silk Road initiative, the One Belt initiative there at the university. It is a very, very certainly ambitious, but I think a very welcome initiative in the sense that anytime you can link, half of the global population together and create opportunities for everybody to benefit.
I think the new Silk Road initiative, One Belt, One Road, is a very important initiative because it's a strategic project. And I believe also this project has a strong cultural aspect in order to have all these countries understand better one another. And we know that when we have a better understanding, we have more peace, more stability, and more growth. So I think it's for the benefit of everybody.
I think Community of Common Destiny is looking at Asia as a community of shared prosperity. So the Chinese approach of the win-win cooperation will lead to peace, will lead to cooperation, and will lead to development. And I think that these are major essence of the community of common destiny.
China's increasing international status and influence is placing the country's diplomatic strategies at the forefront of international society, while it's continuing to walk the path of socialism with Chinese characteristics. China is also determined to pursue world peace and mutual development.
20个集团领导人第11次峰会刚刚圆满结束。会上，各成员、嘉宾国领导人和国际组织负责人围绕构建创新、活力、联动、包容的世界经济的峰会主题，就加强政策协调、创新增长方式、 更高效的全球经济金融治理、强劲的国际贸易和投资、包容和联动式发展等议题深入交换了意见，共同探讨影响世界经济的其他的突出问题，共商世界经济增长与合作大计，达成了广泛共识。会议通过了20国集团领导人杭州峰会公报，进一步明确了20国集团合作的发展方向、目标、举措，就推动世界经济增长形成了着眼长远、综合施策、开放创新、包容发展的杭州共识。
At the 2016 G20 summit, President Xi put forward key strategies to world leaders for developing a new blueprint for global growth. He called for an innovative, open, and interconnected world economy to drive global growth. President Xi also reached out to leaders when calling for the need to, quote, increase the interconnection of our rules and policies and encourage mutual learning to address asymmetries in systems, policies, and standards.
Ahead of last year's G20 summit in Germany, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel pledged to work more closely together on a range of issues. President Xi also said he hoped to make a new blueprint for cooperation and set our sights on new goals to strengthen the China-Europe relationship.
At the summit itself, President Xi praised the progress made by all countries since 2016 when he spoke of building an innovative, invigorated, interconnected and inclusive world economy. Addressing the leaders, he remained aware of the challenges ahead, saying, "What we need to do now is to work together to translate our vision into action."
And also, two of the biggest international partnerships relating to global growth involve China, namely the Belt and Road Initiative and BRICS. Ian is at the Two Sessions Media Center live for us now with more on who are the BRICS countries are and what cooperation between them means.
Thank you both. So BRICS is an acronym that refers to the partnership between 5 of the world's emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The 5 countries combined account for over 40% of the world's population, nearly 25% of the global economy, and over 15% of global trade. Collectively, they contribute to more than 50% of the world's economic growth. In 2014, BRICS launched its new development bank in Shanghai, with a primary focus on lending for infrastructure projects. And in September last year, China hosted the 9th BRICS summit. At the G20 summit in 2016, President Xi said that, quote, the 5 countries should strengthen practical cooperation within the BRICS framework in such areas as anti-terrorism, outer space, energy security, and network security, and promote international rules which can reflect each party's interests and concerns in a balanced manner. While there are differences between these countries, they also face many common challenges. Through the BRICS coalition, they are joining together to work on economic and social policies that are benefiting all members and strengthening global communication.
That's our correspondent Ian live for us at the Two Sessions Media Center. Thank you, Ian. Now, let's take a quick look at how the BRICS is more than just a political alliance, but is also connecting people.
My name is Marcos. I'm from a small city in Brazil called Vitória, so I'm Brazilian. I've been living in Xiamen for 4 years. So when I arrived in Xiamen, the first impression was like, wow. I'm in a very nice city, very well developed city. The weather was perfect. So I fell in love for Xiamen since the first moment that I landed in Xiamen. We start with this business has around 3 years. The beginning was quite hard. Right now we are open 3 new offices, 1 in US and 2 in Europe next month. I have so many good memories in Xiamen, but I might say the best one is to meet my wife. Well, I expect that during the BRICS we can have some kind of trade deals between Brazil, China, and also the other countries, but especially Brazil and China. This is my big expectation.
My name is Anna. I'm from Moscow, Russia. This year I've graduated from Xiamen University, Wandianal Institute of Economic Research. My major is finance. I've been living in Xiamen for more than 2 years. And Xiamen is not my first city in China, but it is my favorite one. Before I came to Xiamen, I didn't know that much about the city. I just knew that there is a seaside, and that was very exciting. I was surprised how friendly and welcoming people are here. Chinese and Russian relationships has been really good for a long time, traditionally. And in the BRICS framework, this relationship can achieve a new level. I plan to find a job in China and stay for a couple of more years and then see, because I think that I have more opportunities in China at this moment. I really like China, I like Chinese culture, and I've been traveling a lot in China.
I'm Kanika. I'm from India and I have been in Xiamen from 3 years. Xiamen has no pollution, very clean green city and many places to visit. The first day I entered in GRC was like change in my life. They just opened the opening ceremony of all the different classes for the foreigners, and that day, September 2015. Then after that I came for volunteer work, like involved more. I got more friends, different cultures. With the BRICS Summit, I think the relation will get more better like it was before and more better than before. With the trade, I think the business people should get more chance. We are hoping that the business will get more better and better between India and China.
My name is Siming Lin. I was the founder of the 1D Group. We have another project, e-commerce platform called Unga. We intend to bring high-quality Chinese products into Russian market and the Russian-speaking area. We focus on high-quality products, and we focus on local operation strategy. We found that Russia is one of the very important countries of the BRICS. The e-commerce in Russia nowadays is not very booming, but it's starting. I was so confident in the future because between these two countries we have so many opportunities.
Chinese name is Yu Jing. I'm from South Africa. I'm 27 years old now. I just finished 1-year language studies and will start my master's degree now in teaching Chinese. So I chose Chinese. I thought it was an interesting language, and I especially like learning Chinese characters. I think Xiamen is a very beautiful place. For me, the focus will of course be on education, since that is my major. I have been fortunate enough to be part of the agreement between China and South Africa, where China is training our teachers for free to become Chinese teachers. My plan is, when I'm done with my master's degree, if all goes well, I will go home, go back to South Africa and become a Chinese teacher. I'm hoping I will be able to help my people understand China a little bit more. If I could help them to understand Chinese culture, Chinese history and Chinese geography, that would be good.
The second partnership that has been grabbing headlines lately is the Belt and Road Initiative. It's a term that many may have heard a lot of, but perhaps know little about. President Xi proposed the grand initiative in 2013 in order to, quote, forge closer economic ties, deepen cooperation, and expand development in the Eurasian region. The cooperation model connects Asia, Africa, and Europe's policies, trade, facilities, and funds. Let's take a look at how this also connects us all.
To build and to prosper together, the road that links us all.
And the key goals of the Belt and Road Initiative include expanding economic corridors and coordinating collective development among all cities along the road. It consists of two key parts: the Silk Road Economic Belt, which consists of 3 roads from China to Europe, encompassing a range of trade and infrastructure projects, and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, which is a new sea-based trade path connecting China to the rest of the world.
The Belt and Road Initiative is set to be built around the needs and common interests of the so far 64 countries involved, with 3 main objectives: generating global economic growth, economic balancing and recovery, and creating a new model for international cooperation in the 21st century. The latter is perhaps the most important goal of all, and there are high hopes for new levels of East-West integration.
Also, there are opportunities for market integration, regional security cooperation, combating terrorism, and in the long term, the Belt and Road Initiative is set to ensure that all countries involved will achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. At the G20 summit last year, Chinese President Xi Jinping stated that the Belt and Road Initiative is a new platform of cooperation to tap into new sources of growth, including the commitment of the Belt and Road Forum is highly compatible with the goal of the G20.
And ahead of the most recent Belt and Road Forum last May, an official statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the PRC on behalf of all representatives of Belt and Road Initiative member countries welcomed what it called bilateral, triangular, regional and multilateral cooperation, where countries place emphasis on eradicating poverty, creating jobs, addressing the consequences of international financial crises, promoting sustainable development, and advancing market-based industrial transformation and economic diversification. So vast opportunities provided by the Belt and Road Initiative, but an even vaster project for the world. For now, let's move on to the World Internet Conference.
The year of 2017 marked the 4th World Internet Conference. Our correspondent Ian Goodrum went to Wuzhen of Zhejiang Province to explore.
Welcome to Wuzhen. I'm Ian, I'm from the United States, and I'm brand new to China. I've come to this small town on China's eastern coast, long renowned for its beautiful scenery and classic architecture. But there's a lot more going on beneath the surface of this ancient Chinese village. Wuzhen has led the way in adopting cutting-edge internet technology to provide residents and visitors with a more streamlined, convenient way of life. It's a model for China's rapid internet development. So come along as we explore Wuzhen. Everywhere you look here, people are taking pictures or videos, and it isn't hard to see why. This place is breathtaking. But even with its long history, Wuzhen is still looking forward. While wandering through town, I found QR codes all over. You can use these to pay your bill, and the only thing you need is your smartphone. It's pretty cold, so I think I'll test this out by getting some coffee. Hi, ni hao. Could I get coffee?
Yeah.
American?
Yeah. 你好，25元。
How should I pay?
请扫支付宝。支付宝收您25元，可以的啊。
You know, before I got here, everybody back home said, bring cash, bring a credit card. That's the only thing people use. But when I actually arrived, everywhere I looked I saw people using their phones to pay. With apps like Alipay and WeChat, getting anything you need is as easy as an instant scan, and there's no limit to what you can pay for with your phone. In the ancient village alone, you can purchase tickets, buy souvenirs, order food, or even hire a tourist car with just one scan. Mobile payments have caught on here fast. In 2016, total cash transactions with mobile payments in China more than doubled since 2015, reaching $5 trillion. That's right, trillion, with a T. And when I mentioned Alipay and WeChat, I wasn't just giving some random examples. Alipay accounted for 54% of all mobile payments, while WeChat had 40%. All other services combined had the rest. In China, there are 4 basic elements considered necessary in life. 衣食住行, meaning clothing, food, housing, and transportation. The internet has helped many access all 4 more easily, and transportation is no exception. If you've been to any city in China, you've probably seen the huge number of rental bikes available to anyone with a smartphone and an app. In just a few seconds, you can unlock a bicycle and be on your way. But Wuzhen has gone the extra mile, or maybe several extra miles. Here, you can rent a car in record time. Since I don't have a driver's license, I'll be jumping into the passenger seat to learn more.
Okay, let's go.
Cars are new energy vehicles. This, along with a pool of cars replacing personal vehicles, helps reduce emissions and improve air quality.
location 位置大数据，那么这么多位置收集起来之后，我们可以运用到这个政府的交通旅游各个方面。这边呢有一台QQ 的智能机器人，孩子们可以通过它来跟父母交流，只要摸着它的头你的信息就会传输到这个系统里面，然后呢就可以传输给孩子的父母。
Many high-tech products are showcased at the center, and all of them are created by staff from the more than 30 makerspaces around China.
那么你可以理解成腾讯众创空间就是一个孵化器，我们是专为年轻人提供一个创业辅导的一个地方。那么为什么要落在乌镇呢？主要原因是在于世界互联网大会是在这里开的借着世界互联网大会的这个展示的一个宣传效应，我们希望所有落户在我们空间里面的企业都可以得到一个关注，都可以得到曝光。
As the permanent venue of the World Internet Conference, Wuzhen has attracted tons of technology pilot projects. The conference's influence has turned this village into an ever-changing smart town. and Wuzhen's technology and internet development reflect the web's rapid rise in the whole of China and the world at large. I'm here before the conference has begun, but thought I'd head to the convention center and take a look at preparations. This year's World Internet Conference will be from December 3rd to 5th, and behind me is the place where it all happens. The conference theme this year is Developing Digital Economy for Openness and Shared Benefits, building a community of common future in cyberspace. In Chinese President Xi Jinping's address to the 2015 conference, he emphasized the need to provide a secure internet accessible to all, and to create practical solutions with the internet and big data to enrich people's lives. Wuzhen has accepted this responsibility, developing numerous tools to do just that. In just a few short years, the town has changed from a scenic tourist attraction to a place where everyone is connected, pursues common goals, and uses technology to make their day-to-day activities simpler and less time-consuming. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at Wuzhen and all the progress it's made since the World Internet Conference began. I've been totally impressed with what I've seen so far, and I can't wait to find out what's next.
Now let's talk to our correspondent Ian Godram live from the Two Sessions Media Center. Ian, can you share with us your personal experience with the last year's World Internet Conference?
Well, my time in Wuzhen was really eye-opening. Exploring the town and seeing the changes in technology was one thing, but learning how that technology can be applied to give people a better life through both consumer products and the creation of new high-tech jobs was another. Representatives from countries across the globe came to Wuzhen to discover China's plans for the future and share their own experiences of adapting to the ever-changing realm of cyberspace. Nations came together in Wuzhen to chart a path forward and take steps toward guaranteeing their people a safe, affordable internet for all. There's still a long way to go before web access is universal around the world, but China is leading through example and encouraging global dialogue with events like the World Internet Conference. Back to you.
And this is set to continue as President Xi Jinping carries through his call upon world leaders to foster and build a more stable and encompassing global environment. That's all for today's show.
Join us again for another edition of Vision 2018. But for now, thank you for watching and goodbye.
Bye-bye.